Jesus freak here. So, my 1400's in finally. It took longer than I expected. Right now, it's in limbo because when I transfer money from my bank, credit union, it's a credit union, to my PayPal account, it takes 3 business days. From what I can tell, most of that overhead is spent on PayPal's side. Anyway, I've made other attempts in the past to try to replace this computer, and I haven't been fortunate enough to get one that can really do the job. There's a couple reasons I do my videos in a single take. The first reason is it's just more natural that way. The second reason is if I wind up having to do editing, and I'm working at 1080p, because in the past I used to work at either 480 or 720. Now I'm doing 1080. But if I'm shooting at 1080p and I have to do edits, it puts a bit of a load on the CPU. Now, it's not necessarily a problem. It just takes a long time. When I do work at 480p, it's almost real time. When I'm working at 720, it takes a little while. When I'm working at 1080, typical, 5-10 minute video might take a couple hours. So basically, I'm trying to make it not so slow to work on that stuff. Now, there's a few things I can do. My friend that I usually ask for advice hasn't been around really. I've seen his handle in the user list, so he's in the chat room, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to disturb him if he's doing something or whatever. And maybe it's time I, try doing something myself. Now, I did build a couple computers in the past. I built one out of spare parts about 20-something years ago. And about a little over 10 years ago, I built another from scratch. Yes, it worked, but it was a little bit harrowing trying to make sure the CPU was installed correctly. And I said, I could do that again, but I'd be really nervous. I could try to see if I could get something from Newegg, from Amazon, from Tiger, where I got my old e-machines that worked really well. I know people say, e-machines is a terrible machine. I mean, the e-machines I had was actually really good. Of course, by that time, it was practically a budget version of a Gateway 2000. I could do what I did last time. That's a little bit dicier, I guess. But, I could buy it in person at a brick and mortar store. Most likely that it'd be Office Max. I get a decent budget this time around. Not particularly high. But I think I might be able to get a decent machine out of it. And I think, this is the time. When I got the money, use it while I have it on something that I do honestly need. Although, not to the point that I can't live without it. It just makes things a lot easier for me. I've been blessed. This computer has lasted me quite a long time, and when it has failed, I have been able to get it fixed. Either by myself, or I've been able to ask someone else to fix it for me. My expertise with computers isn't really with modern computers. If something happened to this machine, or this one, I could probably fix it. This one, probably not, because I don't know Macintoshes. My odds of fixing this one over here, or this one here, or the one I'm using now, are a bit lower. Now, I don't have too many requirements. So it'd be pretty easy, I guess, to find what I'm looking for. We'll see. And maybe in the process, depending on the situation afterwards, let's see if I can get another webcam. I mean, yeah. Like I need something more than 1080p, like over my dead body, but maybe get me better 1080p. We'll see. Jesus, freak out.